Hey Steel fans, Calvin Bush coming back at you with another episode of Lap Around the Rink. We're changing it up a little bit this time. We don't have a coach, we don't have a player. Instead, we have two-time Executive of the Year and President of the Chicago Steel hockey team. We have Dan Lehv, who is, again, braving the elements. It's a little cold out, but nonetheless, he's made some time to join us outside here.
Yeah, Calvin, thank you for having me. It's quite miserable out.
Hey, you know, we make do with what we got out here. You know, that's how it is sometimes. So
I offered to be on. I thought September, but this is fine. No, middle of February is great.
Well, the timing lines up in that we brought you out here much in part to something that's going on this upcoming weekend. Kind of a big deal. It's the next Eras night. Another Eras Taylor Swift themed night. We had one last year. Went extremely well. Generated a record crowd here at Fox Valley Ice Arena. Can you give a little synopsis on how that night came to life after what was an incredible year last year? We get to do it again, and almost better this year than it was last year with the things that we have going on this year.
Yeah, every summer we get together as a staff in June, and we start to plot out what our promotions will be for the upcoming year. So last year, June of 2023, I guess now a year and a half ago, we are sitting around a table talking about what's big at that moment, and nothing was bigger than Taylor Swift. She was on her Eras tour. It had just come through Chicago, and we were looking for an angle, looking for a way to make it relevant to the Steel and to hockey, and hit on the idea that let's celebrate the Steel Eras. The Steel had been around for 20 plus years, and this would be a great opportunity not just to celebrate the music of Taylor Swift and all that she embodies, but the history of the Chicago Steel. So we made that combination. And then this year we were in that same meeting and looking around the room saying, how could we possibly top it? We had record attendance last year of over 2,500 fans that were in the building. We had an unbelievable auction to benefit the Geneva Academic Foundation with McCormick Fona, our partner. And we started to brainstorm some ideas, like how are we going to top it this year? Really didn't have anything. And we're like, all right, Taylor will do something. It'll happen. And then finally around November, December, we hit on this idea. Well, let's let our fans pick what they want. We know that we want to do something Taylor Swift related. We know that it brought so many people to the rink last year that maybe don't often attend hockey games just because they're Swifties and love her music. So we hit on this idea, let's go to our fans, have them choose the era that we'd like to celebrate. And that's why we're celebrating the red era. It won in our poll. We have the 5 different jerseys that will be worn at the same time with the sayings from the t-shirt that Taylor would wear. She'd wear different t-shirts during the red era of the tour, so we kind of made them our own as well. And then we have other big surprises. The big surprise coming in the third period. We're going to have snakes in the lobby. I just learned. We're going to obviously have the music of Taylor Swift. We'll have face painting. We'll have T-shirts and bracelets that are available. So it should be an awesome night. It's tough to try and one up yourself. We're trying this year, and we think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Taylor and her boyfriend Travis Kelce. A little down spot with the loss in the Super Bowl, but hopefully we can bring some life into what's been a rough week for.
That's not on Taylor. Let's just all be on the same
page here.
That's not on Taylor.
Of course not. Big promotion this week, and there's more upcoming at the back end of the season, though. We've got about 2 months left in the year.
Boy, the wind really hits when you turn the corner.
It really does.
Yeah, the building does a good job of blocking it.
It's a wind tunnel back here,
great.
But yeah, it's always a great year of promos with the Chicago Steel. What are some other ones that you're specifically looking forward to after the next Eras night this weekend?
Well, one that we haven't done before is Referee Appreciation Night. That should be a lot of fun. I know some other teams have given it a shot or something similar, but we don't often celebrate the stripes on the ice, and they're such an integral part of our game, and we're going to take it very seriously. We're inviting young referees out to the rink, going to do a seminar before the game with the officials that will be working that night's game. We're going to cheer for the referees, and that when we announce the starting lineup. Our game can't be what it is without officials. They're such an important part, And it's a struggle for leagues and for USA Hockey as a whole to find new officials. So while we're going to have fun, and because it's not usually the individuals that you cheer for on the ice,
right,
there is a message behind it. We do want people to try officiating, particularly players that maybe they've maxed out their on-ice careers. Maybe they're playing adult leagues, but try officiating. It's such an important part of our game, and we can't do it without the officials.
Absolutely. It's a great night, and like you said, we're hoping that get plenty of officials out in the crowd that will help cheer on their fellow folks on the ice.
So that's on March 7th. The following night, we have our Wiener Dog races, always a big, fun event. We have Daddy-Daughter Day coming back on March 9th with Snow White. Irish Night is coming up on March 14th with special jerseys. That should be a blast. 40th anniversary of Back to the Future we're going to celebrate on March 15th. Then we have big bobblehead giveaway with Midwest Orthopedics at Rush at the end of March. So, it's our favorite time of year when we get to some of these staples, these promotional nights on our calendar. Obviously this weekend with Taylor Swift, Rusty and his birthday on Sunday with area mascots that will play an intermission hockey game. Next weekend we're giving away trading cards. We have superhero night. And then Teddy Bear Toss on Friday, February 28th with Geneva Family Dental, where they've been sponsoring that now for several years. So full promotional schedule, and you obviously can get it all at our website. But it's going to be great. We have 13 regular season games to go. Yeah,
it's a busy time here for us with the Steel, but kind of looking backwards for you specifically, which has been a busy career for you with the Steel. You'll be with the team 10 years in August. You were brought on with the team in August of 2015. So when you look back at this 10-year tenure that you've had with the Chicago Steel, you're with the Dubuque Fighting Saints before, but 10 years, that's a long time to be with an organization and lead the charge of promotions, building this community relationship with the team and the players and coaches and the whole bit, you know. What are some of the moments that stand out the most to you? What are you most proud of that you've been able to accomplish to bring the Chicago Steel to where they are now in the past 10 years?
Well, it's the work of the individuals that I've been fortunate to come to the office with every day, both in the front office and on the ice. Like it takes a village, and we're a developmental organization, and we're all about building. And that's how I approached it when I was hired back in August of 2015. Larry Robbins, the owner at the time, provided incredible resources to the club to be successful both on and off the ice. That's continued with our new ownership with Wirtz Corporation now for the last year and a half. The wins are fun. The development of players is awesome. The nights that we have, close or a full barn like we did for Era's Night last year, that's when you really feel it. My favorite part of each game, and our crowd can attest, especially our season ticket holders that see me there on a regular basis, is standing at the front door at the end of the night. Because you know that you have had an impact on individuals that have been provided a diversion for 2.5 hours. Maybe it's been a rough week at work. Maybe you've been shepherding your kids to various practices around the community. Maybe you've just been looking forward to see the Chicago Steel play on the ice, and we get a chance to do that 30 times at home during the course of the year. Hopefully we make the playoffs and do all of those things, but those are the moments you appreciate it. Yes, there's the championships and Macklin Celebrini winning Player of the Year and Sean Farrell, but it's also, when you talk about the on-ice piece, it's those players that maybe they were here for a short time, but developed that relationship with fans, moved on to college. Maybe they wouldn't be going to college otherwise, but hockey has opened up this great opportunity for them. So like most of my answers, it's a long-winded answer, but it's those special moments that probably don't take the time to look back and appreciate as much. Recently, I was in touch with one of our former players, a defenseman who was on that first Clark Cup winning team, and was just catching up with him and had a chance. He spoke about how his experience in Chicago helped shape his life and shape his future. And he went on to great success, was captain at the collegiate level, and now is off working in the tech world, and that's awesome. We're developing people as well as hockey players, and certainly future executives in our industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of executives, before you got into hockey, you worked in baseball for some time. Worked as an assistant general manager in the American Association with the St. Cloud Saints. Worked in media relations and broadcasting over on the East Coast with the River Dogs, I believe.
Charleston. Yep.
Charleston. Yep. So, was there a moment between working in sales, corporate partnerships, broadcasting, writing, the whole bit, that there was an epiphany or a moment that you found where you said, I want to work at the top. I want to lead a team to championships, season ticket sales, records, things like that you're doing here with the Steel?
It's a great question. No, there wasn't a moment like that. It just kind of happened and materialized. But I do think that I, at one point, subconsciously probably said, I want all of this. I love the sales aspect. I love the marketing aspect. I love planning promotions. I want to be involved in every aspect and every facet. I want to continue to be challenged. I want to develop my skill set. I want to do all of those things. And that's what's great about my current role, is I do get to do all of those things. And I get to learn from my colleagues, and I get to be at the table and every table for all of these great decisions that we get to make collectively. So no, it didn't happen that I said, hey, I want to do that. That's the role. That's the job. I think it's more of how I'm built.
Gotcha. No, that's great. I love that. We've been asking you some, not hard hitting necessarily, but some more focused questions. We're wrapping up here, so I want to ask you: football season's over, hockey season's still going on. You're a big New York sports fan, and baseball's around the corner.
Yes.
So you may or may not like this question. I'm not sure, but the New York Yankees are coming off of a tough season last year. They made it to the World Series, so it's not tough.
They're American League champions.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Lost to the Mary Poppins Pockets Los Angeles Dodgers, of course. You lose Juan Soto to your crosstown rival New York Mets. You trade Nestor Cortez, Nasty Nestor, to my team, the Milwaukee Brewers, in exchange for Devin Williams. Yeah. What's your outlook on the Yankees for this season, as pitchers and catchers will report very shortly?
Pretty positive. I like what the Yankees have from a pitching standpoint. They got one of the best relievers in baseball on the back end. To compete with the Dodgers and what they have done and the team that they have put together, it's going to take pitching and it's going to take defense to ultimately win the World Series. So I'm happy. I'm happy as a Yankee fan. We won the American League last year. We had a tough go against the Dodgers, but a lot of teams are going to struggle against the Dodgers. Losing Juan Soto is not fun, but we'll see what happens. Max Fried now on the mound, following up Garrett Cole. Got Luis Hill, got Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt. You got some opportunities there. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Very good. Dan, thank you so much for taking Lap Around the Rink with us. This was a lot of fun, even with the cold, but we appreciate your insight and some information on what's going on with the Chicago Steel. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Absolutely.